The lights are back on at Valentino Giannoni's ice cream shop. He was here when violent floodwaters swept his father out to sea, while Giannoni struggled to save his wife and son. Massive floods and landslides devastated their picture-perfect village in the tourist destination of Cinque Terre, burying it under 14 feet of mud. Now residents are pulling together.
It's unique to have the whole village and the whole family and friends just very close in this moment of despair.
So right here used to be Vernazza's beach.
Michelle Sherman is a native New Yorker who calls Vernazza home.
Where are we on t-shirts?
With two American friends, she started a non-profit organization called Save Vernazza. Through their website and Facebook, they've raised over $100,000.
That's our pharmacist here every day working.
Nearly 2 months after the disaster, relief crews are working around the clock to dig Vernazza out. The town is still threatened by dozens of landslides, and some are potentially bigger than the ones that caused all this destruction. That's because the October floods eroded the surrounding mountains, making landslides more likely. Vernazza needs $140 million to construct landslide barriers like this one across the hills. 2.5 million tourists visit the scenic coastline every year, nearly 1 million of them Americans. Vernazzans say they hope to welcome them back this summer. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Vernazza, Italy.
When we went to Vernazza, it was sort of not too sure what we're gonna see, you know, kind of feeling like what are we getting into? We know we were heading to a disaster area, but to what extent and what, you know, like how privileged would we be to actually get inside? And you know, nice little boat ride, not too far from here, maybe 15 minutes. It became really heavy as soon as you walked into the town because you could see the water line, which was basically at the foot of the second floor levels on the building. So there was trees and bushes stuck in their verandas and stuff, and for the bushes to get stuck that high up, and it just, you start to feel the terror that might have been going on, and you can kind of imagine things going on. It was really sad. It was really sad, and all the workers are there just pumping out the cleaning work, getting mud out of little houses and little restaurants, and shovel by shovel some of them, and other ones bobcats going straight into the houses and pulling a whole bobcat bucket of mud out. It seemed like they were very warm and welcoming to us, you know, that we were coming down to see the situation and understand it, and sort of maybe shed some light for the public about what we're doing. So the overall experience was pretty positive with the people there, you know, and the whole town was evacuated. It's a ghost town.
The Italian people opened their hearts and present their wounds for us, and still with a smile, you know what I mean, and help us to understand the moment. And life is all about the moment. What's past is past, you know what I mean. It doesn't matter how it was, how it will be. What matters is what you're living now. When you see people suffering consequence from a big tragedy like that, and they're willing to show the wounds, show what happens to you, really open the hearts, it helps us to understand the people.
I mean, we're surfers, so we know a little more intimately how powerful the ocean is, how powerful Mother Nature is, and we're not in control. We can only try and tame it and be a part of it. And that is a classic example right there of, you know, being aware of your surroundings. So it's good that we went there and actually showed our support.
When we're back to Levanto, we do a ceremony for our friends, as a great surfer Marco Cioli,
as well as people who died in the floods, and it was like a memorial for them, and everyone paddled out with flowers and did a circle in the ocean and threw their flowers, and we, you know, got to come together as an entity, all the contestants and some of the local guys, and show our support for them, for the passing of the people here.
We go outside with the professional surfer and many surfers from Italy,
And when we come for make a circle in the water, for me it's one of the best time in my life. We are big culture surfers e questa è la cosa importante. It's the true story, man.
Scream out loud to all on this ride, not know. We can scream out loud to all on this ride, all on this ride, all on this ride.
Michelle Lilly's art gallery finally reopened this summer after massive floods and landslides nearly destroyed Vernazza last fall.
It was terrifying, frankly, terrifying.
The water rose so quickly that Lilly was trapped inside and barely escaped.
The thing I thought about, of course, firstly was my daughter Magdalena. And I thought, I'm a mom, and I can't leave her.
The landslides buried the scenic town under 14 feet of mud and rocks. But after months of work, almost all of the businesses are open again. The tiny beach has been cleared, and Vernazza had just as many tourists as last summer. But signs of the disaster are still visible, and some danger remains. Landslides like this one continue to threaten Vernazza, and crews are working furiously to stabilize the surrounding hills before the rainy season begins in the fall. Michelle Sherman is co-founder of a nonprofit called Save Vernazza, which has raised more than $200,000 to help rebuild.
We're not only hoping to have help the town bounce back after a natural disaster, but to move forward and leave this really special quality of life to future generations to appreciate as much as we have.
The mayor says Vernazza will need much more.
We need more resources, more money to complete other works.
Officials estimate it will cost more than $30 million to finish the restoration. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Vernazza, Italy.